3, 2, 1, action. Hello guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video I'm going to show you how you can increase your YouTube watch time guaranteed, so make sure you hit that subscribe and like button for me. As you can see from this channel, I make videos about absolutely everything. There's a ukulele tutorial there, I'm doing a little bit of ice skating there, I talk about the philosophy of creating your dead pet as a character in video games, kayaking, mountain biking. So yeah, I'm not a I'm not a tech channel. So if you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments below. So first things first, a quick high-level summary of what we're going to try and achieve. And we are going to write a script that runs every 5 minutes or so, which will play one of your videos. Oh God, let's not play my videos. So it's literally going to play your video again and again over a set amount of time. And you could essentially write this script, put it on a USB stick, run it on your friends' machines, and then every 5 minutes or so one of your videos could pop up on their machine, which could be quite fun. But try and use this nicely if you can, because I can see how you could be a little bit malicious when using it. So the software we're going to be using is something called PowerShell, and it's been on all Windows devices since post-Windows XP. Yeah, a quick disclaimer before I show you what I'm doing is I don't actually do this. It's not a good way to build an audience if that's what you're after. If you're after view times, I would suggest you make good videos with good content and consistent uploads. That's going to probably guarantee you good view time from unique people, not all from the same address. So I created this script as sort of a personal challenge for myself. So with that said, I'm also not a developer. I know how to write slightly above basic PowerShell scripts, but anything you copy from me is your responsibility. And I could be someone on the internet sending you a script for a virus. So let's not trust anyone on the internet, but I will go into what the script's actually doing in the background. So without further ado, sorry for the long intro, you'll need to open PowerShell, and this what we're going to open is the PowerShell GUI, which is the ISE. So if you type in ISE in your search bar down here and click Run as Administrator, I've already run one here as an administrator, and this is the script that I will put in the description below, and let me just talk you through what it does. So anything with a $sign in front of it is a variable, and a variable is, to put it simply, just a piece of data that we want to store and we can call back. So the thing you'd want to change in this the script I gave you is you want to change the address down here to one of your videos. So let's go through each line here. So the first line is we're setting a variable for the name of the scheduled task. So the way we're doing this is we're running a PowerShell script that creates something called a scheduled task, and in here you could actually set up a scheduled task running through the GUI, but if you want to do this quickly and have it automated, then you probably want to write the script. So it's just saying, a scheduled task is just a task where you want to run something sort of again and again over multiple times. So for example, I wrote one here that literally just shuts down my PC, and I can set the time of when I want it to shut down. I just set the time and date there, so I will only run the once. So let's go back to the script. So as we said before, we're setting the variable, and it should be quite self-explanatory what it does. The job name, this is what the job's going to be called in the scheduled task. So if you see this one's called shutdown, whatever you name that there will reappear in here. Then the next variable is called the script, and this is just going to run whatever script you tell it to do. I can see people potentially using this for malicious intent, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but this is probably the most basic script we want to run, and it's doing is starting is literally starting this URL here. And when I say starting, it's like, imagine you just put in this URL, which I've already done here, into the run bar. You click OK. Ta-da! It runs. So that's what we want the script to do. How often we want this to repeat? So I'm going to set it for every 5 minutes, just to be nice. So every 5 minutes, this script's going to run, and it will launch your video, and you can put a playlist in there, so it will just start playing through the playlist. Again, I don't recommend you do this. Duration is how long do you want these scripts to run for. So there is an option to do indefinitely, but I was having problems with it, so I just set a very long time, which I think is like 5 years from now, whatever this number is here. And then the action. What's the action we want to do? So we are creating a new scheduled task, and in that scheduled task we want to run PowerShell, and the argument is the script. So this is where I said we'll use variables. The variable here is calling this variable, which is this script here, and then it just quits out. The next thing is the trigger, and the trigger is when do you want this to start? And we are going to say we want it to run, ooh, let's not drag that, we want it to run once. So we actually want it to run on today's date. So this get date here is get today's date. The dot date actually just only brings back the date and not the time. So if I run this here, you get the 4th of June, which is today. And then we get the repetition intervals, which is a variable that we've set up here, which is how often it's going to repeat. So we're just piping that into there, so it's going to repeat every 5 minutes. And this is the same for repetition duration. The duration we've set for this long number, which I think it worked out to be like 5 years. Next thing is the settings. So, oh, someone's outside. I want to do this all in one cut, so I won't edit that out, or I might edit that out, I don't know. So the settings, these are just settings that I thought might be quite useful, because like if you're using a laptop, if you take it off the battery, you can set it to not run when it's on the battery. So we want to allow it when it's on battery, and don't stop if it goes into battery mode. Start when available. Also run only if network's available, so we only really want to run it if the internet's working. So if you pulled the internet out, it wouldn't run. And don't stop on idle, so if the task is still running, you don't want to stop it. And then the last line it actually does is the most important one, which is actually registers the scheduled task. So we are then calling back the variables that we've talked about. So we are doing the task name, which is the first one we mentioned. We are calling the action. We are calling the trigger here, which I've explained. The only thing I haven't explained is run at highest level. You probably can run this at a lower level, but this will be running sort of as system, so it's the highest elevated rights you can run a script at. And the settings are the settings we've set here. So you then would just run this here. So if I click run, you can see it has created this YouTube test task. If I go into my scheduled tasks and click F5 just to refresh it, you can see it's going to start here and run every 5 minutes. So we don't have to wait for it, so we can right click it and run it. And as you can see, it's opened another Internet Explorer browser down there, and it's playing my most recent video. So let's kill that, and then what that's going to do is that will be running every 5 minutes. So that is a real basic PowerShell script. I thought some people out there might find this interesting. Again, there's good reasons you don't want to do this, because if YouTube can actually tell what device you're running this on, so if you're doing this too many times, you can actually it can actually detect that this device is your device, and it won't eventually count as a view. And yeah, it's just probably not a good way of doing it, but I thought it was just an interesting little project that took me like 5-10 minutes to write. Did it in my lunch break, And yeah, if you found it interesting, please like, subscribe, and doing whatever. Oh yeah, the other thing I can show you is if you come back into here, you can actually save this. Oh, let me save it as, because you probably won't get that. YouTube test 1.2. And then you can go into wherever you saved it. I saved it into my documents, and you can copy this file. And as long as you've got elevated rights, you can run that on someone else's machine and cause them havoc. You could rickroll them, for instance, so their machine opens a YouTube video to rickroll every 5 or 10 minutes, which will drive some people crazy. So yeah, be nice. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and I didn't rabbit on too much. Until the next one, whatever video that will be. Cheers, bye. Almost forgot to tell you how to delete it, so that's probably a good thing that you know how to delete it. So if you click start and go, just type task, you can run this thing called Task Scheduler. Here you can see the YouTube test I created earlier. Make sure it's not running. You might need to disable it if it is. So if it's running, hit disable or stop here. So if I click end, the instance of the task, yeah, that's fine. Then we click delete and click yes on that. Ta-da, it's been deleted, so it no longer runs all the videos. So I almost forgot to add that at the end of the video. So you're welcome. Ta-da! Oops.